School's 2017 National Honor Society's induction ceremony. Parents, guardians, friends, faculty, and staff, thank you for being with us in celebration of our students' successes. Congratulations to all of our inductees. Today marks another chapter in your academic journey. So students, you may not know this, but I'm a bit of a research junkie, and so I'm going to share with you just a little tiny bit of research on intellectual curiosity. What does it mean, and what will it get you? According to the Journal of Psychological Science, yes, there's such a journal, academic performance has been the gatekeeper to institutions of higher education, shaping paths and individual life trajectories. The researchers found that intelligence and effort emerged as core determinants of success. Specifically, this research highlighted that a hungry mind is a core determinant of individual differences in academic achievement. Inductees, you are here tonight because of your thirst for knowledge and your hard work. These traits will determine your life's path and will make differences in years to come. Many of you know, or think you know, what you want to do for a career. Others, maybe not so much, and that is okay. I am certain that you have heard your teachers and other adults talk to you about preparing for careers that may not exist today. So how do you do that? That was always my question. How do I prepare for something that isn't here, doesn't have a name? Several years ago, I had the honor of working with a gentleman named David Horniak. He works for NASA. He was a TEC student, just like you, not that long ago, and he shared that his job with NASA today did not exist when he was in high school. So how did he prepare for it? He prepared for the unknown by being inquisitive, by constantly seeking knowledge and working hard. He is proof that it can be done. So continue seeking knowledge and continue working hard. You will find your path. Thank you to Ms. Bennett and the orchestra students for your performance this evening. We certainly appreciate you being here. And finally, a very big thank you to Mrs. Alhani for making this evening's presentation possible. Thank you.
Up front, if anyone wants to come up front, there's 5 seats here. There's 2 seats here on the end, and then you can probably fit 1 person on the end up here. Okay, good evening. Thank you all for coming. This school has been one of the schools that I worked at for 21 years. I've been in TPS, and I've been at this school, I think, 11. Randy, we're 12 years now in the school. Mr. Nissen, Mr. Boland were 2 of the founding teachers of this school, and the school has evolved so much. And the fact that we have 62 of our juniors and seniors eligible for the National Honor Society is pretty fundamental, considering the large TPS traditional high schools don't have as many students as we have in National Honor Society. So let's give them a hand. I'd like to introduce Mr. James Galt, who is the Executive Transformational Leader for Toledo Public Schools. He's not only that, he has been a great friend to Toledo Early College High School. He has followed through on the initiatives that we've sought after. He has a daughter here who is a senior who's graduating, Brooke. And so he's been with us for 4 years now in the trenches. So he really understands this school, and he really is dedicated to it. And we're very lucky to have him here with us tonight. So I'd like to please introduce Mr. James Galt.
Thank you, Mrs. Al. Now, being a parent makes this a little different for me. Because normally I'm asked to do these sorts of things, and I come and I give my speech, and I'm good. But I have a daughter in the audience. And so, not only does Mrs. Al ask me, she has to ask my daughter, is it okay for dad to speak? She said, Brooke said it's okay, Jim, go ahead, you can speak. What she didn't tell me is that Brooke had some terms. The first term is, Dad, I hear you speak all the time, there's a couple of non-negotiables you have to do. One, you have to go buy me a Big D coffee. Fair enough. I made that monster with the coffee. I'll take care of it. She said, second, you always start with some corny joke. And your jokes aren't funny, so I'm going to write a joke for you. I said, okay. And she said, third, you always try to say something a motto or inspirational, so I'm going to tell you what to say. I said, okay, Brooke. So in order for me to get back to my normal, get rid of the pressure, I'm going to start with what I have to do with Brooke, and then I'll rush it. Here's my opener in terms of my joke. What do you call cheese that is not yours? Nacho cheese. You're not supposed to laugh because that proves you're right. Second of all, Brooke's favorite saying is, be the LeBron James of whatever you do. All right, now I can get on to what my speech is. Not being a National Honor Society member when I was in high school back in 1987, I do what all people do when they don't know anything. I got on Google and I got on Wikipedia. And did you know that National Honor Society has some outstanding, famous alumni? I found out that Carrie Underwood was an NHS. Tina Fey and Jon Stewart were National Honor Society members. Stone Phillips, Katie Couric, and Diane Sawyer, journalists. Tom Hanks, and if you're a MASH fan from that era, Alan Alda and Toledo's own Jamie Farr, who graduated from Woodward High School, was a National Honor Society member. So I thought about, well, if I'm going to talk, I don't think that really helps. So I started thinking about, what would I tell myself, if I could go back in time, or what would I tell our juniors and seniors around being a National Honor Society member? I looked at the 4 pillars. The first one is scholarship. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, because all y'all got it going on in terms of your grades, right? There are 62 of you. I get the opportunity to go and visit the other 6 high schools, Toledo Technology Academy, Jones Leadership, and our 41 elementaries, and you have almost twice as many National Honor Societies as any of those schools. So your grades are... In fact, they're so good that even though we're in this small, getting rather warm, little auditorium, we have to. There's too many of us as there are seats. But parents, I tell you this, you might be a little discouraged because you may not be sitting where you want. But where else would you rather be? Your child or your daughter, son, granddaughter, grandson is being recognized for their outstanding achievements. So congratulations to you. The second pillar is character. Now, I'm not too worried about this because us parents, we have raised you all right, okay? We have put our heart and soul into you. You have great character, and I know that's something that you're going to do, continue to do outstanding with. The thing about character, though, is it gets tested as you get older. The older you get, the more challenges you're going to have in that. There's an old saying that if you run with wolves, guess what? You become a wolf. And that's true. And as you go off into college for our seniors in life and get ready, our juniors for next year, be careful who you're with. Be careful who you hang with. And there's an old country song that I like. And listen to this, and in 10 years you'll come back and say, Mr. Gold, you were right. Every time you start to fight, just remember your mom and dad are always right. Assume they're right. Because you're at that age now when you think you know more than us. And about 10 years from now, you'll realize, boy, I guess I did. They probably did know what was right. So just assume we're always right whenever there's some sort of an argument. And your character will continue to move forward. Now, this is a separator because you've got scholarship, you've got character. Some of you are probably sitting in this room and you are thinking, I'm in National Honor Society because dang on, it's going to look good on my college resume. Well, these next two is where I'm going to push you. Everybody that has that grade point average, that have met the criteria can be an NHS. The leadership and the service are a thing that can make you different. And what I really challenge you to do. In terms of leadership, our world needs you. When you turn on the news today, you see what's happening within our world. We need strong leaders. And I challenge you to be leaders. Close your mouth and open your ears. Put your phone down and open your heart. By doing that, in terms of moving in your leadership, you will not only move yourself forward, you will help to move our country and our community forward. Now, I know there's strong leadership here because I remember when Bernie Sanders came to Toledo, all y'all were Bernie fanatics in terms of the majority of you were. You're going to various rallies, you're really engaged, and I ask that you please continue to do that, not just when there's free tuition, as you think there is. And remember, in terms of in leadership, even though you don't think you need us anymore, you still will. And you're going to need others, whether it's at the university, whether it's at work, wherever you move in life. You can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. Don't be afraid to ask for help. The fourth pillar, of course, is service. Now, all of you here are very privileged. And all of you here have received very much. And you know the saying, for what is received, for those of you that have received much, your job is to give. And for those of you that have great privilege, also brings great responsibility. So your job now is to give back. Enjoy, your next walk in life for our seniors who are going to be going on to the university or enter the workforce. And our juniors, you have a tough job to do. You have to replace them next year. Not only that, but I'm bringing in a whole bunch of 7th and 8th graders that are going to be following you around next year. So be good role models to them. Teach them what it is to lead. Teach them what it is in terms of having a service life. As I close, I want to congratulate each and every one of you in terms of your hard work and dedication. Remember, you are always, will always be from Toledo Early College, where you move in life. You will always be a family. We're proud of your accomplishments and look forward to the great things that you're going to accomplish. Thank you.
There's 3 seats here, and there's 2 over here. Sarah, raise your hand. There's 2 over here. Thank you, Mr. Galt. And he did such a fabulous job explaining the pillars of the National Honor Society, and our students really embody those pillars. And you watch them grow from a freshman to a senior, and some it takes longer for them to get there, especially the boys. I'm just joking. But, they evolve, and to see them as freshmen and then they walk on the stage of graduation as seniors, it is really a very powerful experience. And a lot of us will be crying at graduation. I'm going to try not to this time, but I haven't been successful yet. So our students here at Early College High School, they have to do something in order to be eligible for the National Honor Society other than have a cumulative college and high school GPA of a 3.0. They have to participate in a Speak Truth to Power video contest through the Robert F. Kennedy Center for Human Rights out of Washington, D.C. This contest is really created to look at the experiences of courageous defenders of human rights from around the world as well as domestically. And our students are supposed to use the videos to teach others about these defenders. For the past 3 or 4 years, we've participated in this contest. Our students here at Toledo Early College High School have always received honorable mentions. Last year, we had 17 groups out of our Honor Society who received honorable mentions. I checked the website this morning. They're still loading the website with the honorable mentions for this year. So as soon as I find out, I will let our honor students know. And they're competing in a cadre of over 3,000 other videos. So I think that's a great accomplishment. For the past 3 or 4 years, I have watched these students before you become young ladies and gentlemen, adept at balancing the rigors of Toledo Early College High School while exhibiting perseverance and their sometimes tumultuous journey to graduation day. The pride I feel as their NHS advisor is really something that cannot be expressed. See, I'm already getting emotional. But really, I don't think people really understand how hard our students work at this school, even if they're not a National Honor Society. Our students work really hard. The demands that we place on them as faculty and staff, is way beyond the academics. We expect them to exhibit leadership. We expect them to have character. And it can be very difficult. So these 62 students sitting here today really are a testimony to the goal and the mission of Toledo Early College High School. So I'm very proud of all of you. And I would like Raina and Angie and Cody and Devin to join me on stage for the lighting of the candles, please. The National Honor Society ceremony requires that you light a candle for each of the pillars of NHS. So I picked these students because they exhibit all of the qualities just like the rest of the students. And some of the juniors are already asking me for next year, can they light a candle? So we might have to put names in a hat and pick. So Devin, would you please light the candle for character? Thank you, Devin. Cody, would you please light the candle for scholarship? Raina, would you please light the candle for leadership? This is what she was afraid of all day. Angie, would you please light the candle for service? Thank you. Could I ask the seniors and the juniors in the National Honor Society to please stand as Mrs. Berman gives you the pledge of faithfulness? And please raise your right hand.
Inductees, please repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Berman. Could I please, I know it's going to be hard, so I'm not going to say wait to clap till the end. So clap away when you're we'll just do that. Mr. Galt, could you join us up at the table? So students, remember, Mr. Galt's going to hand you your certificate, and you need to look at Mr. Nissen, and he's going to take a shot of you, okay? Okay, so the students are in order, as you see, they're not alphabetical, they're in order of GPA. And as I stated, the minimum requirement is a 3.0 cumulative, and we have students with a 3.0 all the way to a 4.0. And we're going to get started with the seniors. Congratulations, Tawfiq Abudahash. Alyssa Shad. Chris Lalonde. Lori Britt. Brooke Galt. Rodney Farthing. Alexia Aranda. Wala Ganan. Mark Jack Sutton. Raja Ham. Destiny Kite. Kendall Edwards. Stephen Thomas. Madison Jacobs. Emma Hansen. Emily Shawn. Raina Armstrong. Mackenzie Brogan. Lewis Tehan. Taylor Yo. Ashton Bays. Cody Beck. Jackie Herrera. Gabriella Davey. Hayden Garzinski could not get out of work, but we'll clap for him. Right? He didn't show up, right? Okay, all right. Davin Patel. Congratulations, seniors. You earned So now I will introduce the juniors. Italia Fernandez. Catherine Jagley. Laura Sahmarani. Mackenzie Leach. Diala Abudahesh. Brandon Koo. Chad Atkins. Zachary Osborne. Aaron May. Gerardo Perez. Rachel Bowser. Hannah Fox Liu. Zaina Adia. Peter Duhamel. Nathan Koo. Natalie Moore. Jiraya Abdus Salam. Alana Copeland. Kibwe Rayford. Vijay Durden. Dejanique Phillips. Reese Zielinski. Mia Hobson. Anthony Cornell. Valentino Ornelas Jr. Ibrahim Alava. Zion Hoffman. Asil Kabari. Ashley Vickers. Kiara Edwards. Alea Kian. I'm sorry, Alea. I'll get all the way. Ariana Williams. And last but not least, I'd Alicia Lloyd. Thank you, Mr. Galt. Okay. So, again, I just wanted to reiterate that these 62 students have worked tirelessly, and you as parents know that. And I would like to give parents a round of applause for all of the hard work that they do. And I would like to also thank our Toledo Early College High School Orchestra for their gracious music. And really, the orchestra, they go a full day of school, and then after school, they actually have their class. And it takes a lot of commitment. So they are definitely contenders for Honor Society for sure. I would like to also thank the Spirit Club. All these lovely decorations are all done by the Spirit Club. Their advisor, Mrs. Joseph, they offered to do it, and you can see it's very festive, so let's give them a round of applause. And of course, we all know we have to thank Mr. Nissen, because without Mr. Nissen, we'd all be in a lot of trouble for everything. And all of the parents who donated and baked, and all the moms who helped bake, including my mom, I really appreciate it, and we hope that you enjoy the desserts outside.